interest in mine, because he would clearly see that it's not fake news, it's news talking about what is going on right now. Period, case in point. Whether it's news that's glorifying you or news that's basically condemning you. Every single president and vice president has gone through it. As a matter of fact, I don't even know we have a vice president. I never hear from the man. What's his name again? Pence? We never hear from him because Trump has been a wash so far. So we're going to talk about Tomi Lahren. So this chick, I'm not really a huge Tomi Lahren fan. I mean, there were some things that she would talk about, and I was like, all right, you know, she has a point with some stuff, and some stuff is just straight biased, okay? So she says, the liberal media twisted my words on Obamacare. The media ruined my morning because they twisted my words. No. I am a Jazz Stars parent. Consider allowing Jazz to sit down with Tomi Lahren. People are talking about they need to sit down with this woman because she is spewing nothing but hatred in the hopes that President Trump would basically bring her on. And I don't think that's happening. I really don't think it's happening. But Tomi Lahren, she's a conservative political commentator whose show was taken off the air because nobody wanted to hear about her last words, her final words, or whatever it was. So, and the sad thing is her birthday's a week after mine. That's a scary part. But anyway, so Tomi Lahren claims that the liberal media twisted her words on Obamacare. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Affordable Care Act. Say it with me. Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act. That law has been in place waiting for someone to execute it since 93. Please stop calling it Obamacare. It would have been Bush Care, Clinton Care, Reagan Care, whomever would have executed it, it would have been their care. So, I mean, I understand that you're so proud of Obama for pushing it and having it, you know, go past Congress and pass. I get that. I understand all that. But at the same time, it is not Obamacare. He did not sit down and mastermind it. It was masterminded back in 93, and all President Obama did was look over it, gloss it over, hooked it up a little bit, and pass it on. So this chick claims that the media ruined her day because she clearly was on and she said how she was able to benefit from the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, because when she's 24 now and she's still under her parents' insurance. Amazing. Wow. So she said that she's trying to say that the crooked mainstream wants to sabotage a great conversation, but not so fast. She has final thoughts. Well, I will say this. 90% of her Twitter followers told her the only final thoughts that they had for her was to stay on her mommy and daddy's Obamacare and stop talking bad about it. So apparently this young lady was a little bit upset because everyone found out that she was sucking her parents' insurance. Okay, we get it. But you cannot talk about dismantle Obamacare as a piece of trash. You can't stand it. And you have family and friends that use it for life-sustaining medications and conditions and procedures and treatments. Like, come on, wake up. And then on top of that, you're on your parents' insurance, boo. So now under Trump care, you would have no insurance. So those little cold sores you get on your lip and all that other crap that's going on with you, Tomi Lahren, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to have anything to address it. You'll have to just go get some Herpecin and call it a day and leave it alone because obviously you don't understand the components of the Affordable Care Act. You don't understand that the way that the Republicans are trying to dismantle it, close to 32,000 people, 32 million people will be without health care. So basically what they're saying is, all right, Granny, sorry, you're not going to be able to live. All right, sorry, Susie with this condition, and Becky with this condition, and Joe with this condition, and Raheem with this condition. Sorry, guys, because of Trump, we have to cut all that. It's bull crap. It's absolutely horrible. And for you to sit there and say that it needs to be scrapped and brought back up from the bottom, then you need to give up your parents' insurance before you say that. You need to stop advocating for your friends and your family members who have life-sustaining treatments from what you call Obamacare. And then just simply say, you know what? Let's just have a bipartisan effort and make it work. But no, you want to be on Trump's side so bad. You want to be featured on Trump's show so bad. You want to be Trump this, Trump that. That you're not even listening to what you're trying to say. So Tomi Lahren, what I'm trying to tell you is you need to get it together. You need to turn this around. You still have time. Your birthday's next week. Let's get this done. Your birthday's a week after mine. For my birthday, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to the media and tell the truth. That's all. I want you to tell the truth about your final thoughts. Stop sounding like a narcissist. Stop sounding like, you have a problem with certain races. Stop sounding like that and just do the right thing. And talk about how Obamacare has saved your life. That's all you need to talk about. And the rest will follow from there. So that's my, I mean, just to think about her, she just pissed me off, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore. We're actually going to get into the affirmative action piece, and we're going to follow the affirmative action piece. Someone said, oh boy, yeah, exactly, Clarissa, oh boy, because the affirmative action, oh boy, people like Ben Carson's was able to benefit from affirmative action. We all know that Ben Carson, he his mama was in the projects, and they had food stamps, and they were on welfare, and that's how he got into school in order to get into medical school, from affirmative action. Because again, we talked about it. There was a time in America. Let's act like we know what's going on and stop candy coating it. There was a time in America where blacks, Hispanics, and ironically, Indians, who found this country from the beginning, we were not allowed to go to your Brigham Youngs and your Yales and your Harvards, and we were not allowed to go to Mississippi State, of all places, Alabama, Auburn. We weren't allowed to go to those schools. So we had to make an HBCU, which is historically black college or university. And we did that in the hopes of having an opportunity for people to basically have a chance. Have a chance for education, like any and everybody else. Everyone has an opportunity and has the right for education. So what ended up happening was we have good old Jeff Sessions in office, and they said that the Justice Department, which Jeff Sessions leads, wants to take on affirmative action in college admissions. And here's the other thing. And if you actually are an HBCU that happens to have more blacks and whites in your schools, which makes no sense, he's going to go out there and sue you. So help me out with this. Are they going after your Ivy League schools? Are they going after Brown? Are they going after Levi? Are they going after all these schools to find out if they have equal blacks and whites and equal, Asian Americans and Hispanic Americans? And are they making sure there's an even playing, like 20, or however you want to split it? I don't think so. So what they're doing is they're making it where they can sue HBCUs. So now my thing is, how are those HBCU presidents feeling right now after they sat in that White House smiling with, tacky Kellyanne Conway sitting there with her legs spread eagle in front of them in the Oval Office? How do they feel right now knowing that their school could particularly be targeted for a discrimination suit? Like, really? When Trump made this big, well, the last president didn't do anything for the HBCU schools, and he didn't do that. The reason why President Obama didn't do anything, because he knows touching anything would have caused exactly what's going on right now, a huge cluster blank. Okay, so Ivy League schools admit more legacy students than black students. Affirmative action. The Justice Department say that they have a calculated move to return back to the Jim Crow era. The more I listen to the news, the more I see Jeff Sessions speak, the more that I know that, all these people in office, these Goldman Sachs billionaires in office, the more that I am so afraid that we're going right back to the Jim Crow era. I mean, it makes zero sense. And the reason why we're saying that is because right now you have a president that advocated for police brutality. Now you're dismantling affirmative action, basically saying, well, if a person's black, it's up to you if you want to hire them, or it's up to you if you want them in school. How fair is that? We're looking at a situation where this country was snatched from Native Americans and then drag people from Africa, and then because we're here, you're trying to make our life difficult. Help me understand that, y'all. It doesn't make sense, and it's not right. So right now, and this is as of 24 minutes, okay? So I'm just giving you the updates. The Justice Department pushes back on the race-based discrimination report. So this is up to a couple of minutes ago. The Department of Justice is pushing back against a report that said the Trump administration was basically, hold on,
and share what I love,
because I want to make sure I get this perfectly clear. So they're basically saying that they're pushing back a report that says Trump administration was readying resources in the Department Civil Rights Division to potentially investigate illegitimate and legit affirmative action policies at universities. So they're saying that they're pushing back on it, but yet and still some schools already receive notification. So that's the only problem with this administration. They tell the news one thing and tell another set of news another thing and want to blame it on fake news. Unbelievable. As the story develops, we're going to keep talking about it, but I will tell you this. As a proud graduate of an HBCU, I went to Delaware State University, and I was there when it was Delaware State College. My dad went there, I went there, my brother went there. Do you know that that school actually used to be a high school for African Americans because they were not allowed to go to Cesar Rodney. They were not allowed to go to Dover High. They were not allowed to go to Fairview. They weren't allowed to go anywhere. So people from Seaford, and for those who don't know about Delaware, let's just say Seaford is about a good 50 miles away from Dover, and Dover is a good 45 miles away from Wilmington. These children had to walk to school from Seaford to Wilmington. That's a 2-hour drive. Imagine the walk. And then not only did they have to walk to school to go to Howard High School, they also had to run from people lynching and hanging them. They had to run from all kinds of stuff. So then that's what Delaware State was. Actually, Delaware Institute is a high school for African Americans. So that kind of broke up that 4-hour walk and turned it to a 2-hour walk instead. But the point that I'm trying to say is there's reasons why we had these schools. It wasn't because it was just a fun thing to do. It was because, again, we deserve the respect and opportunities like everybody else. And for some reason, it seems like that's a problem. It seems like people have a problem with that. I don't understand why people have a problem with us having fair treatment. It doesn't make sense to me. So we are going to go, what time is it now? It is 10:11. We're going to go in a quick music break. And then after we come back from that, we will continue this story. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And oh my gosh, the conversation that we are having about what is going on is absolutely amazing. We had some real